June 26, 1917, marked a pivotal moment in world history as the first American troops of the American Expeditionary Forces landed in Saint-Nazaire, France. This event signaled the United States' entry into the brutal and devastating conflict of World War I after years of watching from the sidelines. America was finally drawn into the war that had already claimed millions of lives and reshaped the political map of Europe. But the story behind this arrival is more complicated and controversial than the official narratives suggest. The United States' decision to join the war was not simply a matter of defending democracy or responding to German aggression. It was shaped by a web of economic interests, political calculations, and global ambitions. American banks and industrialists had lent vast sums to the Allied powers, and a German victory threatened their investments. President Woodrow Wilson's call to make the world safe for democracy served as a powerful rallying cry, but it masked the underlying motives of expanding American influence on the global stage. When those first troops stepped onto French soil, they were entering a war zone that had already been scarred by years of trench warfare, mass casualties, and shattered hopes. The soldiers, many of them inexperienced and unprepared for the horrors they would face, were thrust into a conflict that was as much about power and imperial ambition as it was about ideology. The United States had to catch up quickly, building an army, training troops, and coordinating with exhausted European allies. The arrival of American forces injected fresh energy into the war effort, boosting morale and helping to tip the balance in favor of the Allies. Yet, this intervention also meant America was irrevocably tied to a conflict that many had hoped to avoid. The war's aftermath would see the United States take on a new role as a global power, but at a steep cost. The promises of peace and lasting stability that Wilson envisioned would soon unravel, giving way to political turmoil, economic upheaval, and the seeds of future conflicts. The landing at Saint-Nazaire was not just the arrival of soldiers. It was the beginning of a transformation in American foreign policy and identity. It exposed the contradictions between America's ideals and its actions and forced the nation to confront the realities of modern, industrialized warfare. The first troops to set foot in France were heralded as heroes. But they were also the first step in a long and complicated journey that reshaped the world in ways still felt today.